Short story number 1. Furrytown Adventures, The Holidays in Furrytown. It was a beautiful winter day in Furrytown. There was a layer of ice in Furrytown Pond just starting to freeze all over, and a little bit of snow laying on the ground from the night before. It was just cold enough that the kids of Furrytown Elementary had to wear coats, hats, and scarves, but it wasn't so cold that they couldn't go outside. Everyone agreed that this was the perfect winter day, just the kind of day you wanted to have right before Christmas. And as the kids filed back into Mrs. Wiggly's classroom, after their break, shedding their coats and hats and scarves, they realized that their day was about to get even better. While they'd been out at recess making snow angels and having snowball fights, Mrs. Wiggly made some changes to the classroom. There were miniatures of Christmas trees along the wall, and she had 2 big bins on her desk. One was full of arts and crafts supplies, glue and paint and such, but the other was different and strange. It was full of recyclables, plastic bottles, soda cans, crumpled up pieces of paper. What could that be for? The kids all wondered. "Come on now, class, settle down," Mrs. Wiggly called out as the kids murmured about the state of the classroom. "If you all keep milling about, I won't explain what we're doing this afternoon. And I promise you it's a doozy." Her tail was not quite going with excitement, but it was quivering a little, and the kids all hurried to put their coats and hats and scarves away and get to their seats. "Do you see all those recyclables?" Peter the Panda said, too excited to be sleepy. "What could they be for?"
"Who cares about some old bottles?" Casey the cat said. "Did you see all the arts and crafts stuff? We can make anything we want."
"I think maybe I'd be better to stick to the recyclables," Phil the pug said. "If I do something clumsy, I won't mess it up. After all, it's just some empty bottles and cans." Charlie the Chow Chow said something, but the room was noisy, and they all had to lean in to hear her. "What did you say, Charlie?"
"I said, I'm still kind of hungry," Charlie whispered. "There's a box of my favorite puppy snacks in with all those recyclables, and all I can think about is my afternoon snack."
They all laughed.
"I don't know how you can be hungry at a time like this," Casey said. "I'm too excited to think about food."
Everyone took their seats except for one person. Ralphie the rabbit was still putting away his coat and hat and scarf. He had his jacket on the coat rack and his hat, but he kept trying to get his scarf on there too, which knocked his hat off. And when he tried to get the hat back on, he knocked his scarf off. "Please sit down and join us, Ralphie," Mrs. Wiggly said. Ralphie didn't listen. He kept trying to get his coat and hat and scarf to hang just so. "Ralphie," Mrs. Wiggly said, a little more firmly. Ralphie still didn't listen. He almost got it just right, and nothing was going to stop him now. "Ralphie," Mrs. Wiggly said, making her tail ruffled for real, but from annoyance, not excitement. "Coming," Ralphie said as he hurried to his seat, having finally got all his things just the way he wanted them.